Hey, welcome back to Lake Martin Dock Company. I'm Dave McGirt, and Daniel Jackson's with us. We were talking a little bit about, on Lake Martin specifically, and other lakes that we're expanding to, floating docks versus stationary docks. We obviously focus heavily on stationary docks, but floating docks have a place, even on Lake Martin. And I guess share with everybody your thoughts on, when does a floating dock make sense? When does a floating dock not make sense in general?
Yeah, I would say the most common application for a floating structure is going to be when you have super deep water and you just can't drive pilings, or it doesn't make sense to drive pilings when it's 40 feet deep and anchor a stationary structure. You'll have way too much movement. It's not going to be stable at all. So in those scenarios where it's super deep water, a lot of river applications where you're going to have fluctuating water levels where they're going to change drastically in a short period of time. So you need to maintain that. They'll have flooding, areas. And the other one would be just to have the ability to access your boat when the water level goes down. Not a major thing for us here on Lake Martin, since we have scheduled water level changes where they drop the water at the same time every year. But other areas it may be important where if it changes 5 or 6 feet every few weeks or back and forth, that you'll have the ability to get on your boat and access the water.
So with that said, what are kind of some of the main disadvantages of a floating dock versus a stationary dock?
One thing would be stability of the structure. Obviously, because it's floating, you're going to have constant movement, wave action. Here in Lake Martin, we're seeing the wave action gets worse and worse every year, just the amount of wakeboard boats that are out there. The other one would be the cost. A lot of times we see floating structures being a little more expensive than stationary docks, and that's attributed to having the type of material in the floating structure. We recommend having an aluminum frame. It's going to be a little more rigid, and it's going to hold up to all that constant movement, wave action, and so forth. So that's obviously going to drive the cost up versus having a stationary structure built out of wood. So that would be the two major differences. But floating docks still have their place in different properties depending on how the application and the type of property that you have.
And then on Lake Martin, we still see a fair amount of floating docks used, but they're a smaller floating dock attached to their permanent stationary dock.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what's the evolution of that practice here on Lake Martin relative, not the entire dock being floating, but just a swim area, a swim platform, or somewhere to tie off their bass boat during the winter?
Yeah, so in the years past, probably 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, having a floating dock at the end of your stationary dock was standard for everybody on Lake Martin. Two reasons for that. One was the lake level changed. It went down 10 feet instead of 7 feet, and it went down earlier, so it allowed people to access their boats and be able to use the water when it was still warmer weather. Two, Alabama Power changed a rule, it's probably maybe 7 or 8 years ago now, where they used to only allow floating structures to go out 62 feet, which is the max distance you can go from shoreline out with your structure over the water. And now they've changed that to where your stationary dock can actually go out that full 62, where in the past it was limited to 50 feet. So people were utilizing that space where they could only have a floating structure. They didn't want to lose square footage and usable area, so they would put a floater there to kind of fill that void. But with the rule change, we've had a lot of customers reach out and want to get rid of that floater just because it bangs around. It's not very useful during the weekends when it's super busy, because it generally was going to be a 12 or 16 foot, 20 foot maybe size floating structure, and just wasn't getting used. So that would be the main reason that people have kind of moved away from floating structures on Lake Martin.
That makes sense. So, cost-wise is probably pretty comparable, if not a little bit more expensive to build your entire dock out of a floating structure. And, as you mentioned, we're seeing with the wakeboard boats, and that's not fair. All the boats, right? These twin engine pontoons put off a wake.
Sure.
So with a lot of the wave action, like you said, it's like a launching pad on the end of a dock, especially. Obviously, in the back of a slough, and you want year-round water, and you actually do it. And frickin' put in the comments if you actually get your boat out in November, because we work in this lake in November, and nobody wants to be on the water in November. But except for those fishermen that have their insulated, heated get-ups.
Yeah.
But so having access to year-round water is about the only other reason that we see a practical application for the floating dock.
We still have people that want floaters if they want them for swim platforms for the kids. We're kind of working around that when we explain how we can build fixed stair systems that go down in the water with non-skid treads that are Titan decking. So that becomes more useful, where they can get in and out and be in a protected area behind the structure and use it for kayaks and water toys and so forth, versus having a floating dock that's attached to the end and it's getting banged around with waves.
Awesome. Well, hopefully this helped out a little bit. It's just a high-level understanding between a complete floating dock, a floater out in front of your stationary dock, and then of course why stationary docks happen to be super popular here on Lake Martin. Gives you use all of your square footage, and it's a very stable platform with easy access to the water in this day and age. So thanks for joining us, and if you like everything, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next week.